Alright, I don't have time to set up the lav mic and everything else or set up the framing. Actually, I could fix that. Alright, I'm wearing cold gear. I have a hoodie, this jacket, and I want to apologize to the 0 people that watched my last video of reasons why I was getting rid of the razor cutter. Because hold that thought, I thought this would be the answer to all my problems. The idea was have this project the pattern on the table, ooga booga, I cut it out on leather, no fumes distracts, no cold nights because of winter. Problem is the autofocus didn't work, manually focusing it, and I would use something like this with the software, the pattern software, and it would line up, but if I use anything bigger, the lines would misalign. So there was something wrong with this projector. Now I don't feel like returning it because I feel like it's more hassle to the guy that's working hard at just trying to refurb old projectors and stuff, and my use case is kind of bizarre, and I feel like I can keep it and just use it for something else. Now, I lied about something. I said I would never use a laser cutter again. Now, the laser cutter I used to have, I still have it. I'm trying to sell it to some poor soul. It is over there somewhere. But there's a few reasons why I didn't like it, and this one I got now should be a little bit better. So yeah, it's pan over. Yeah, professional camera work. This is the Atom Stack A48 Ultra. So it's actually one type of machine. This is like the B3 enclosure, and it works pretty good. I did a lot of testing. I actually was able to cut my super thick bison leather like butter, so definitely the right machine. Now, it was a challenge getting the right machine because I wanted an all-enclosed so I can lift this up, pick this up, and as you can see, I rolled the leather underneath, and then I just used magnets to hold it in place. That way I can cut it out. I'm still messing with the camera, some calibration. I was using Lightburn for a little bit. Now I'm using the Atom Stack software. I don't see the point of paying for Lightburn and figuring that all out right now, but it has an exhaust system. It's all built in. Yes, I had to build this. It has autofocus. It has like a little sensor that pokes it and knows the light length. It has 48 watts of power inside here. The problem with the other one is it was actually 5.5 watts, so it's super weak, but they made the input 40 watts in the listing to make it appeal like it's a stronger laser, which is screw you laser trees for doing that. The speed is really good. The camera works really well. The only annoying thing with this laser cutter slash engraver, it's the same thing, cutting, engraving, is the switches right here. So when I open it up and the lights are on, it will beep at me. So what I like to do, because I like to see with the lights on, is I put some tape on here. So that's what it does, is it beeps. So I put some tape on here so I can open it, because I'm not an idiot. Well, I am an idiot, but I'm a trained idiot. So I can actually do cutouts and stuff. Now, I tried an engraving test, but the weird thing is this system has air assist. There is a box right there, but the power is plugged into the side panel here. And what that means is the machine decides when to turn on air assist. I cannot just manually turn it on like the old system I had. So that is going to be a bit of a challenge. Considering all things, this is pretty good. So I'm not going to do a cutting test because I can't turn on air assist, and that's for both Lightburn and Atom Stack software. I don't even know if Laser Gerbil has the same thing. I'm going to stick with the Atom Stack software. I know it's going to bite me in the butt later because if I ever want to get a different brand machine, I would be at that point so used to the Atom Stack software, but I kind of want to get going and cutting stuff. So I got a good piece right here that I want to cut out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just let it cut. So basically how it works is when we switch. Hey guys, Editor Dylan here. I just want to let you know that it's been a while since I actually filmed a video. The last video I posted was 3 weeks ago, so there's going to be issues. I'm going to contradict myself a lot, especially with the Lightburn. I end up switching to Lightburn. It's a lot easier to find support for it than Atom Stack because a lot more people use Lightburn. And the other thing too is when I switch scenes in OBS, the camera mic shuts off for when I switch to my computer screen. And usually that's not a problem because I have a lav mic, but in this case it is a problem. So I deleted it all. All right, so that took 3 minutes. I switched to the lav mic because it's super loud in here. So this is, I gotta get used to hitting the button. So this is 60% power, 100 millimeters per minute. And it's pretty good. Like the holes are clean, and or these bottom ones, these top ones are the ones, and they're really, really clean. Not sure if you can see that. Except the edge is a little scarred. So I'm gonna try and increase it to 250 while keeping the power the same and see if it burns all the way through, but a little bit less charring. And what I did was I just moved the design slightly up higher. That way, and I can preview it by just hitting the frame button. And that way I have an idea of where exactly it is. I'm gonna have it overlap, that's okay. It's so I can get the software done. We're gonna close the hatch, just like that. And then we're just going to switch. And then we're just gonna go ahead and cut. So 250. And then we're going to go ahead and hit start. So that took 1 minute and 43 seconds. Definitely faster than me tracing it. Less charring. Less, I said, not no charring. Holes cut through pretty well. So this is 60% power at 100, no, 250 as a setting. So I'm just going to put this to the side and then we'll just, come on, autofocus. You're not that dumb, are you? That's the problem is we want slow, but we don't want it too slow because we want to get this project done. If let's say a customer wants something cut out, I can just cut out. It will be right now 2 minutes per piece, but this piece is the simplest piece. It's not like the bottom piece where it's a bunch of those little stitching holes. All right, it's cutting through. So it's just a matter of figuring out the parameters and everything. It's trial and error. Now, if I was working part-time, I could probably nail this out pretty quickly. But since I'm working full-time and doing other things, it's hard to have the time to figure all this stuff out. But this machine is definitely worth it. Just for so many reasons. Now, you could say the charring could be used with the burnishing to make that nice, like, smoky look. And I could do that, but I don't know how that's going to work. I might have to practice with these pieces. So this is on what setting? Because once I narrow down the cutting settings for this material, I have a lot of material to use, and that took 1:25 to complete. So we're actually getting to the point where we can use this for production use. That magnet's not anywhere close, so I'm going to move it up slightly, and then I'm going to frame it. When you hit the frame button, it just gives you an idea of where it's going to go around to. Ideally, I want to configure the camera. So that's the result. So I got to lower the speed on that, but it took 8 minutes to do this. That's interesting with the burning on the back, but that gets shaved off anyway. Now I'm gonna have dinner and give this night a rest because my batteries in my device is beeping at me.